on the dais, we also have our Ambassador of India to France, Shri Sanjeev Singla, and Additional Secretary, Europe West Division in the Ministry of External Affairs, Shri Piyush Srivastav. With that, I turn it over to Foreign Secretary for his initial remarks. Sir.
Thank you, Randir. Good afternoon. Bonjour. Apologize for the delay. The meetings have been running a little longer than scheduled. Let me take you through the engagements of the Prime Minister's visit to France, which is taking place in three separate phases, today being the first one here in Nice. As some of you know, a couple of days from now, he will be in Evian-les-Bains for the G7 meetings and will conclude his visit with the third phase in Paris. Prime Minister reached Nice yesterday evening. He was received at the airport by the French Minister of Higher Education, Research and Space, His Excellency Mr. Philippe Baptiste. At the hotel, he received a traditional welcome from the Indian community here in Nice. This happens to be the Prime Minister's seventh official visit to France, and it follows from the very successful visit earlier this year in February of President Macron to India, when he was there to launch jointly with the Prime Minister the India-France Year of Innovation. And it was also the occasion on which the India-France bilateral relationship was elevated to the level of a special global strategic partnership. Today, Prime Minister began his official engagements with participation in Bharat Innovates 2026, which he inaugurated jointly with President Macron. The two leaders addressed a gathering that comprised about 120 Indian deep tech startups, as well as innovators and top technology institutions, and close to 500 investors, venture capitalists, and business leaders from France, from India, and indeed from around the world. The Bharat Innovates event, as you probably know, is a platform to showcase the best of Indian deep tech companies and startups to the global audience. And today's event had representatives from the sectors of artificial intelligence, semiconductors, advanced computing, medtech, agri-tech, defense, space, renewable energy, among others. After addressing the event, both leaders walked through the exhibition and interacted with the innovators who had their innovations and solutions on display. They also at the event witnessed the works of French artists who had recently visited Jaipur in India for a 10-day art residency program. Following the Bharat Innovates event in the morning, the Prime Minister held bilateral talks with President Macron at the iconic Villa Kerilos. They held their discussions covered the entire range of bilateral relations, including defense, security, space, civil nuclear energy, trade and investment, technology and innovation, culture and education, mobility, and people-to-people ties. A key focus of the discussions was also on strengthening and diversifying bilateral ties in the fields of economic growth, technology, and innovation. This is especially relevant in view of the conclusion of negotiations earlier this year on the India-EU Free Trade Agreement. There are a number of outcomes and deliverables from this visit. A full list of these will be available on the website of the Ministry of External Affairs, but very quickly, let me mention amongst the outcomes the setting up of a high-level mechanism to double bilateral trade within 5 years, the establishment of a dialogue on economic security, the adoption of an innovation roadmap 2030, the signing of as many as 19 agreements between institutions in the innovation ecosystem of both countries, the creation of an India-France joint working group focusing on artificial intelligence and its global governance, a memorandum of understanding on establishing a center of excellence in skilling in aeronautics at the campus of the Indian Institute of Technology in Kanpur, a declaration of intent on cooperation in the railways sector, and other areas. The two leaders also discussed how to enhance the mobility of talent and the exchange of students from the two countries, and also expanding mutual recognition of educational qualifications. The Prime Minister in this context invited French universities to open campuses in India under the new education policy, and also welcomed President Macron's commitment to facilitating Indian students who are pursuing higher education here in France. Over lunch today that the President hosted in honor of the Prime Minister, the two leaders also exchanged perspectives on matters of global importance that included the situation in West Asia and the conflict in Ukraine. In a short while from now, in fact, I think we have to leave fairly quickly, the Prime Minister will be departing for Slovakia on a bilateral visit before returning, as I said earlier, to Evian-les-Bains on the afternoon of the 16th to participate in the meetings of the G7 summit, and following that will travel on to Paris for other bilateral engagements, including, of course, his participation in the VivaTech summit in Paris, besides addressing an Indian community event in the city. So let me stop there. I think we have probably about 10 to 15 minutes. I'll try and answer any questions that you might have. Thank you.
फॉरेन सेक्रेटरी ब्रह्म प्रकाश दुबे फ्रॉम जी न्यूज। मेरा सवाल है कि जो डिफेंस को लेकर खासतौर से बातचीत हुई है, राफेल को लेकर भारत कहता रहा है कि जो राफेल विमान आगे अगली खेप में आए उसमें 50% तक भारत से बने इक्विपमेंट्स हों, तो क्या इसको लेकर मामला आगे बढ़ा है, कुछ चर्चा हुई है? अगर इसको आप बता पाएं। थैंक यू।
Okay, Shubhendu.
Shubhendu Ghosh from DD India. Sir, in the domain of civil nuclear cooperation, what has been agreed to take it forward? Thank you.
Sir,
Yeah,
Rohini
question?
from
Yeah,
DD
please.
India. Are we planning to expand the UPI payment system in other cities of France? And if yes, how Bharat Innovates can help in it?
Sir, I think we can take these questions.
Okay. All right. ब्रह्मा, जहां तक आपका प्रश्न है रफाल हवाई जहाज को लेके और उसको लेके जो बातचीत दोनों देशों के बीच में चल रही है, आप जानते हैं भारत की वायुसेना रफाल को ऑपरेट करती है और उसके चलते दोनों देशों की सरकारों और दोनों देशों की वायुसेनाओं के बीच में बातचीत आगे बढ़ी है। जहां तक आपने रफाल के इंडिजिनाइजेशन की बात की, हमारा मानना हमेशा रहा है और प्रधानमंत्री जी ने भी अपने सारी जो उनकी मीटिंग्स हुई हैं उनमें इस बात पे बल दिया है कि भारत जो अब एक तरह से रक्षा क्षेत्र में जो भारत का परिप्रेक्ष्य है वो ये है कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा आगे जाते हुए मेक इन इंडिया के कॉन्सेप्ट को आगे ले जाते हुए हम को डेवलपमेंट, को डिजाइन, को प्रोडक्शन और को मैन्युफैक्चरिंग की दिशा में जाना चाहते हैं और इसके चलते जितना ज्यादा प्रोडक्शन, जितना ज्यादा डिजाइन, जितनी ज्यादा मैन्युफैक्चरिंग भारत में हो सके उतना अच्छा है और वो हमारी प्रेफरेंस रहेगी। तो आज की बातचीत में भी रफाल को छोड़ के और भी विषयों पे बातचीत हुई, लेकिन मैं कहूंगा एक तरह से जो अंडरलाइंग थीम था वो यही था कि जिस भी डिफेंस प्लेटफॉर्म की हम बात करें, इस एक बात को हमें बेसिस लेके आगे बढ़ना होगा कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोकल कंटेंट हो, लोकल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हो, और इसी तरह से जो हमारा सहयोग हो उसको इस चीज को ध्यान में रखते हुए डिजाइन किया जाए। और इन सभी विषयों पे दोनों देशों के बीच में बातचीत चल रही है। जहां तक जो अलग अलग प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं उनके खरीद फरोख्त के बारे में या उनके ऊपर अनुसंधान करने के बारे में, तो वो दोनों देशों के बीच में बातचीत चल रही है। जब कुछ ऐलान करने लायक होगा तो उसके बारे में और सूचना दी जाएगी। Shubhendu, on your point related to civil nuclear, as you're aware, this is a very rich subject for discussions between the two countries. It has a long history of cooperation between the two countries. And again, in this area, there has been discussion going on with regard to the project in Jaitapur. And the discussion has primarily been carried on between EDF, Electricité de France, and the Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited on both the technical aspects of this project as also the very important financial aspects of the project. These discussions are carrying on. They are taking into account, I think, the fairly dynamic, I would say, scenario of nuclear technology itself, the innovations that have been made, and also the different possibilities that are there insofar as financing, etc., is concerned. But in parallel, there is a rich vein of discussions that has been opened on the aspect of small modular reactors and advanced modular reactors, and there too, there has already been a considerable amount of discussion between the two sides. You may be aware that there's a strategic task force between the two countries that looks specifically at this. In today's discussions between the President and the Prime Minister, there was discussion on nuclear cooperation as well, and Prime Minister in particular underlined the recent developments on the Indian front in terms of the enactment of the Shanti legislation in India, which essentially, after a very long period of time, changes the nuclear scenario, nuclear industry scenario in India, I would say, by permitting not just private sector participation in the nuclear sector, but also foreign direct investment in the nuclear sector. And with that in view, I think the field is open for French nuclear companies, in this case, to start looking at direct participation in the Indian nuclear sector, or do so in participation with Indian private sector companies, whether in conventional nuclear power reactors or in the more advanced small modular reactors, etc. So the Prime Minister shared his vision on this with the President, and the President welcomed the outlook that was provided, and both sides agreed to encourage their respective agencies to remain in touch on these issues, and we will continue to follow this particular matter. This issue related to UPI expansion, I believe UPI is already available at several localities in France now. I think it's available at quite a few major airports. At the very least, I know it's available at the Eiffel Tower. It was launched there. And there is discussion on expanding its availability in other cities as well. Bharat Innovates obviously is a platform for, in this case, deep tech innovation, but to the extent that it enables innovators, venture capitalists, funders from a variety of areas to get together. It's not just UPI, but several other similar innovations and applications in the fintech field that have the opportunity of introducing themselves to the larger community. I understand that in the next few days, in the coming week, UPI is going to be available also at Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris, and interestingly enough, right here at the airport in Nice as well. So,
Sir, you can take
yeah.
one last question, please.
ममता चोपड़ा फ्रॉम डीडी न्यूज। हम जानते हैं कि बायलैटरल ट्रेड को हम 5 साल में दोगुना कर रहे हैं, उसके लिए मैकेनिज्म तैयार हो रहा है। प्रायोरिटी एरियाज क्या रहेंगे और भारत इनोवेट्स के बाद क्या ये उम्मीद की जा सकती है कि डीप टेक प्रायोरिटी में रहेगा?
आपकी बात सही है। जहां तक प्रायोरिटी एरियाज का सवाल है भारत और फ्रांस के बीच में, तो जो ट्रेडिशनल एरियाज रहे हैं द्विपक्षीय व्यापार में, चाहे वो टेक्नोलॉजी के क्षेत्र में हो, चाहे इंजीनियरिंग गुड्स के क्षेत्र में हो, चाहे टेक्सटाइल्स के क्षेत्र में हो, तो उन चीजों पे तो बात आगे बढ़ेगी ही बढ़ेगी। लेकिन बाकी जिन विषयों की मैंने अभी चर्चा की है, जो रक्षा का क्षेत्र है या न्यूक्लियर का क्षेत्र है, स्पेस के क्षेत्र में हमने बातचीत नहीं की, लेकिन स्पेस का क्षेत्र भी एक बहुत बड़ा क्षेत्र है। और आज भारत इनोवेट्स के चलते बहुत सारी नई चीजों के बारे में मैं कहूंगा न सिर्फ फ्रांस की जनता को, लेकिन एक तरह से वैश्विक स्तर पे लोगों को पता चला है कि भारत में क्या क्या संभव है। तो मुझे लगता है कि भारत इनोवेट्स भी एक तरह से द्विपक्षीय व्यापार को काफी प्रोत्साहन देने में कामयाब रहेगा।